We have a bonus segment today with Katie Duffy Schumacher and her great book, Don't Press Send. And Katie, before we get to Mayor, would you say it's bullying and cyberbullying is a national epidemic, something that you absolutely addressed in the book?
Yes, cyberbullying is absolutely an international epidemic, and the misuse of social media is the cause of that. The misuse of social media because there were no guidelines, led to an avenue where kids can be cruel to a level where cyberbullying exists.
Right. Katie, would you like to hear Mayor's story of the young man who grew up right here in Long Beach and his journey? And Mayor, the forum is yours, and let's hear your story of what you dealt with growing up here in Long Beach, from elementary through your high school years.
Okay, hi guys again, it's Mayor. I have a lot of things to share about what I experienced in Long Beach High. Actually started from Lindell School. Two kids when I was 8 years old threw me a flight of stairs. How did it happen? I went upstairs to go grab one of my academic books. It was a phonics book, if you guys remember phonics back in the day. It was on the third floor. Two kids came, followed right behind me, pushed me down a flight of stairs. We fell down the first steps. I went like a loop-de-loop down, all the way down to the first floor. Was sent to the nurse's office. The nurse told my family, "Oh, he has just an ear infection, and everything's okay." Getting home, and I don't know if I can be very graphic on this. I'll keep it for our viewers. Went home, threw up, if I'm okay to say that. Threw up again, and then the third time my aunt went to go clean it up, she saw me throwing up blood, and she knew that this is not normal. She rushed me to the hospital. It was on February 3rd. It happened. It was a very snowy day. I remember that day. Getting to the hospital, it's already like around 8 p.m. It's getting admitted. Long Beach Medical Center did as much as they could for me until they rushed me to my hospital, North Shore University Hospital, where my doctor's there at the time. So we went in from an ambulance from Long Beach all the way to Manhasset. That's where it was known as North Shore back then. Now it's known as Northwell Hospital. Getting there, getting CT scans, CAT scans on my brain, making sure everything is okay. 3 days later, they found. My head it exploded it was like a balloon, basically on my right skull. They put 25 stitches on me that night. I have the proof right here. If I can show the audience for 2 seconds, it's right here. 25 stitches from here to here. I was in a coma for 3 weeks in intensive care in the pediatrics facility at North Shore, LIJ. Being an 8-year-old, being in a coma, it's no joke. You're just 8 years old, and it continued through high school. I remember getting off a bus and got picked on. If you guys remember back in the day, kids used to sell candy bars to raise for a trip, like a fundraiser. We were doing a fundraiser for Frost Valley, and kids stole some of the candy from me, and they just one punched me in the face and dropped the box on the floor where all the candy was on the street. I've been through a lot. Now I see kids nowadays get it worse from cyberbullying. I've never received that. Yes, I have at high school, because we were early in social media. MySpace. MySpace just came out, and they were attacking me on MySpace. And high school, I got bullied throughout the entire time when I was in the City School District of Long Beach.
And there was one day, Mayor, after Hurricane Sandy, where you communicated me that day that you wanted to take your own life, and I spoke to you several times that day and prevented you from taking your own life, and I think that was when you reached rock bottom.
Yes, I have. From Sandy, I was in Israel during Sandy, coming back to it and knowing that my home, I live in Long Beach, my home was was 80% done. I had to repair everything in the first floor of my house. and it hit me because it was like, it brought me back to the days I was bullied, and like, wow, my life really sucks, and it really shook me to the core. That's made me feel like, wow, I lost my home. I mean, you know, I still think of it today. Sandy, I feel it still happens yesterday. It's still a new subject in me. You know, for many of us here in Long Beach and the many affected areas during Hurricane Sandy, it's not old. It's not an old topic. It's new. It's still a new topic to us because we still are recovering from Sandy. We are still getting back better in Long Beach. I mean, for me, it was like I tried. I mean, it's hard when you're living in Long Beach and your home is gone. It's very hard. It's very hard when you get hit. It's not just me. Brighton Beach, every other area got hit by us, and I took effect of it more personally because it's my home, and where am I gonna go? Where am I supposed to live?
Thank God that you didn't take your life that day, and you've turned your life around. You got a good job and functioning in society, and things are much better. And Katie, listening to Mayor, what's your gut reaction listening to Mayor's story? Because I'm sure you've heard quite a few stories like that.
I have to say, you're in your mid-late 20s, right?
26.
That I feel that we are doing a much better job at educating kids about what you've gone through and are taking very good steps for prevention. I would think, and that's just my own, and I could be wrong, that more bullying today does go on online. One is not better or worse than the other. And when you were talking about Sandy, you were talking about how it brings you back. Well, your home is your security. And when you say you felt those raw feelings, because many kids, when they're bullied, home is the respite. Home is the place where, like, oh, at least they can't get me here. In your time, that's not what's happening now. There is no respite for these kids online because they have it right here. They go home and they read it over and over and over again, and they know your 200 friends saw it and your 200 friends saw it. So there is no safety anymore, and home is not even safe anymore. So that's why it became such an epidemic. And your situation, and now I would hope that if this happened and the school was aware of it, there would not be a cover-up like there seems to have been. It would have been addressed. Now there are laws, the New York State Dignity Act, which is now, if there's an incident of a child being abused online and the school is notified, they have to act on it by law. It is now a law. So schools, this is the other part, when I talk to my parents, I say it's now impeding on our education system. So now something happens online on Saturday, they bring it up to the school. Now all the educational resources are being spent on it. We got the school psychologist, we got the principal, we got the teacher, spending hours who said what on social media. Yeah. It's a problem. And I am very sorry that this happened to you. I am very happy that you're here to share your story, because that only helps somebody else. Because there is a kid being bullied right now offline as well, who needs to know there are people in your school. There's DASA trained in every school, New York State Dignity Act trained in their school, that they can go to that person in every school now in New York, and there is someone who can help you. And that is the good things that have happened, because horrible things happen to you. So unfortunately, there's always a silver lining, and your pain can prevent someone else's. And I thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Mayor, thank you, and Katie Duffy Schumacher, thank you so much. Very compelling, moving segment.